Today, guys, we're going to be learning how to make my portal that so many of you liked on my Wonderland plot. I will have a list of materials needed below, but without further ado, let's get started. So you do have to have a red present for this. It is what the alchemist house will sit on. To get it to sit on this red present, you need to come over here, make sure your cursor in build mode is aimed at the center of the present. You're going to double jump, make sure your glider's out, and hit Y and H at the same time. If you do it right, this menu will pop up. You just grab Alchemist House, place that on top of the red present, and then you will unstuck yourself. So just escape, unstuck, bam. So now that your Alchemist House is sitting on a red present, what you're going to do is make the roof flat and do the front wall and two of the side walls as open. You only want one wall that has a wall on it. Next thing you're gonna do, make this rig. It's just a wall, a shelf, and a crate. Turn the crate sideways. I just have my house moved up here so it's out of the way. I don't have a whole lot of room on this plot. You don't have to do this, but you're going to take the red present that the house is sitting on, and you're going to place this so where when you set this crate down, it is going to be up and down. Now, if you do the wrong wall, you can always change what wall it's on. This just makes it easier. So now that you have it like this, you grab the crate, and now it's up and down. Now, if you want a larger portal, you'll obviously have to stack this crate onto something. But for my purposes, I didn't need a huge portal. I just needed like this one section of the wall. So now what I'm going to do is you have to put the crate on a paver of some kind to get this to go outside of your plot. So most of the time when you do this, you're going to want to glitch the house into the side of a cliff or into the side of a tree or whatever you want to glitch it into, underwater. So what you'll do is you will cancel place a paver, place it down, cancel place it way away from the original position, take the house with using the crate, put it on top of that paver, and then you'll pick the entire thing up using group select, which is all on the keyboard, and then just move that out of the way. Once you place that out of the way, the house will be attached to the paver, but away from where the paver was originally. So now you can line it up, figure out about where you want it. Once you get it there, you're going to right click to cancel, and it will jump back to where it was. You see how I did this? I did not move my cursor where it worked. So I'm going to find the right size paver and just place it where that paver was. And then I'm going to surround this paver with other pavers so that I know exactly where to put that other paver that the house is actually attached to. Let me know in the comments if I need to explain any of this any further. I like to use the very small paver because one, it's very easy to hide, and two, it's just easier to move around with and work with. So then you just take that middle paver up. I'm going to speed through this a little bit. So now what you're going to do is move the house, move it back until it turns green so that it's not running into anything. And then you're going to go and grab the crate, and you have to cancel place this out of the way. So in order to cancel place this out of the way, instead of placing this by clicking the left mouse button, when it turns green and you can actually place it, you're going to pull something out of your inventory instead. So you need to pull a placeable item. So for me, I pulled a floor out right there. Now, when you move this paver, the house is going to move with you over to the left. So make sure that's out of the way. And once you place this, this will snap back. And then you can pick up these 4 pavers that you've surrounded the one paver with because it's a bit of a measurement. So see, it's right here. I wound up moving this a bit to the left later on in this video because I didn't like this bush that was in the way. Then you're going to take this Elderwood's wallpaper. I believe you get this from either Supria's store or Tamala's store in the Elderwood, but it's the one I use for the portal. So now I'm building the base. So for me, I needed 4 blocks out here. And you'll just kind of see how I build the base for this portal here. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. I made this pretty easy to follow, I think. So you'll see. I'm going to build the whole thing in this video. I think the main thing people are probably going to need help with is the arch. So when we get to the arch, which will be here in just a moment, So for my portal, I made this really cool like archway to go through, right? So you need a harvest house, and you need to use the back of the harvest house to do this. I don't think it works with the sides anymore, but you're just gonna turn all of the windows off on the 3 sides. And then you have so when you build stuff on the back of a harvest house, it compresses it. So you'll need a shelf that you place on the back. And then I use a pillar here that you'll see me pull out that I forgot I needed. So you put this on the shelf like this. Take a floor piece, put that on there so that it is attached. I do 2 or 3. This makes it easier for me because I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this, in my opinion. What you're going to use for your stackable medium, whether that be gold crates or wood crates, stone crates, I lay a whole bunch out because we're going to do this from the H menu. In my opinion, that's the easiest. So what you're going to do is stack 4 of these in a straight line. So just straight up 4. And this is to make the archway for the portal. Now you're going to exit out of the H menu and then turn this 1. 1 to the left or to the right, it does not matter. Then you're going to take 1 block and put it on top of that stack of pillars. It will stack automatically, and then do it again. Turn it 1 time. Again, 1 block. And then you're going to turn it 1 more time. And on one side, you're going to put 1 block, and on the other side, you're going to put 2. Now, when you take these off, it's going to compress and there will not be any gaps where it's turned. So these go exactly 2 squares apart, and it makes the perfect archway. So I attach this to the base that I made, which I'll show you here in just a moment. So you can group select the arch, and I'm going to pick all this up so you can pick your harvest house up out of the way because, like I said, I have very little room on this plot. So here, what I'm doing, it's easier to attach pieces and know they're connected if you build them up off of something. So I actually didn't need 12 of these, I just needed 6. So I do remove 6 of these floor pieces here in just a moment. So what you're gonna do, I did a stack of 8 here because it's 4 per floor piece. So I did a stack of 8 on each side. And this was plenty big enough. So I pick up these pieces here in a second. Like I don't need them. So I just pick them back up. And then I measured this. So you're just going to stick this here on the edge. It should, and I want to removing, obviously I moved these 2 out of the way because it was a little too tall. And these should fit in there just perfect. So there's your portal archway. I come over here and I measure it. This is perfect. It'll hide the house once we get everything on there. Just build around it. You'll see me here. I use the blocks and the wall pieces for the stone archway. And we're going to kind of speed through that a little bit too. You're just going to kind of stack and go. And you don't have to use stone. You can use any of the builder blocks. I know some people will probably do this in gold. But if you have any questions about anything I do here, please let me know in the comments and I will try to explain it the best I can, just like I always do. And now you have a portal. I wound up actually, you can see the gap over here on the left and on the right where the portal lines up at. I wound up filling that in with more blocks, but I don't show that in this video. But so now we're going to build the sides up. So I used 2 wall pieces. And this obviously just depends on how far you have your portal sticking out of the wall or where all it's at. So if you need any help, please feel free to, comment below and I will do what I can. So I'm just building this up, sides, and then you don't have to build up the back at all. You just need to do the sides. So now what I'm going to do, we have to do the same thing with this where we have to make sure it gets placed where it needs to go. So once again, you're going to cancel place this out of the way. I have it stacked up so that it sinks down just a little bit because it was a little too tall. So you'll kind of have to finick around with this. So remember that we cancel placed that paver out of the way. Okay, see that? So now, if you pick this up and place it back down, that thing will snap back. So now you have this and you can place it anywhere you want. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go, okay, I need this to be right here. And we're going to do the same thing as before. See, I'm trying to get to cover up that on the left over there. So same thing as before, you right click to cancel the placement. And then again, you're going to surround the paver that you placed with 4 more pavers. And then you're going to pick up that middle paver again. I'm just moving this out of the way so that it doesn't get in the way when I'm moving the paver back over to the spot where we have measured out. So you're going to move this that has the base attached. And ta-da, there you have your portal. So now you can stop here, or if you want to make your portal functional, you can add a stable board to it, which I will show you how to do here. It's actually very simple. If you have followed along, you'll have to move your base back out. So what you're going to do is grab the paver that base is sitting on. Here, I'm just kind of making sure that the stable board's going to fit in there and it won't cause any issues. So I just have this kind of off to the side here. Grab the paver that your base is on, pull it out where it's over here. I'm actually going to put it up onto the wooden blocks here in a second so that this will sit on the floor that we made. So here I just have 3 out because we used 3. And then I'm just going to place this up here. So that way the floor is visible. So then you take your stable board and you put it onto your floor. Now I had to move 2 of these blocks out of the way. I could have forced it here, but I didn't really feel like doing that. So I just moved these 2 centerpieces out of the way and I was able to place my stable board. And I placed it as close as I could get it to those first blocks. And it worked out just fine for me. Then you don't have to put those other ones back or anything. It doesn't matter because they can't see it. So now you just, again, since you already have measured this out, you're just going to cancel place again this out of the way. So what I do here is I group select using like the floor piece. Here I'm measuring just to make sure I can get to it. So I grab this floor piece and group select it and then move everything out of the way. And then now you take your paver and you put it back where you measured before. And then it will snap back over there to where the portal is. And now you have a functional portal that you can use as your stable board. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, if I went through anything too fast, I know this was a lot, but I am going to do a cancel place tutorial here in the next couple of days or so. That will be a short and it will also be on TikTok. But thank you again, guys, for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and please let me know what you're looking forward to me making next.